Okay, in under 10 minutes today I'm going to show you how to get started on Twitter. What I'm going to do is I'm on the twitter.com homepage. I'm going to press sign up here and I'm going to make a Twitter account for my local pyramid of schools. We've just set up a website, and what I want to do is just have a look at sending the blog posts out onto Twitter so we can use it on there. So let me just register an account on here. And all you need to do is just put in some simple information. You can find it on there, read the terms and conditions, etc. I would untick the email updates and press create account. What that will then do is send you a password, send you an email in just a second. There you go, confirm my account there through my Gmail very quickly, and confirm. Now you can do some things without confirming your account, but it's very useful to do that because then you can just do a lot more. You can edit your profile and that kind of thing. So before we even start following people and start finding people, I'm going to go to the profile and I'm going to edit. Now this is the important bit. I know when someone follows me on Twitter, I want to see who are they and what are they about before I know whether or not to follow them back. So it's quite useful to put some information. So you can put which time zone you're in and that kind of stuff there if you want to. You can also protect your tweets if you don't want anyone to follow you without you checking them first. You can change your password on there. There's some mobile things on there, but we'll ignore that. Just go to profile first. You can upload a picture. I won't do that just yet. We are in Swanmore in Hampshire, UK. You can also put in an address. So this could be your own blog address, it could be your school address, etc. And a bio here is the important bit. So we are a collection of 9 schools. And I'll add a bit more to that later, and you can just save that then, and then there's your bio, and that will go live. So it's very useful to put a picture on as well. It's quite nice, so you're having the little egg or whatever it is, the default. Notices are also quite useful. Do you want an email when someone starts following you? It's quite nice in the early days to know that there are some people out there following you. I tend to turn that off. It's just it saves a lot of the emails. If someone sends you a direct message, do you want to receive an email? This is quite useful depending on how often you check Twitter. You may want to leave that on, so I'm going to leave that for now so I remember that it's always there to look at. I can go to the design as well, and I can change my home page so that it looks different by clicking these buttons. I'll stick to the default one for now, that's fine. And then later on, as you use Twitter more, you can connect it to various different resources. So, for example, if I go running, I can my app on my phone also sends to Twitter, and it has to allow that connection. So you can manage your connections in here if you want to. So that's kind of our profile all set up and sorted, and that's on there. It's a bit blank at the moment. We're not following anyone, so we don't hear about anything. There are some worldwide trends and things down here, but it does tell you to look for some things on here. So what I'll do is I'll find my own account and I'll search for that, and there's my account there. And what you can do from there is you can click on my name and it will bring up some useful things down here as well if you want to have a look. You can choose to follow. There's also a view suggestions button up here as well if you want to have a look at that. What you can also do is go and see who is it that I'm following and go and have a look through and choose to follow any of those. If you think, oh, actually the Times Ed, that might be useful, you can click follow and follow them on there. It takes a few seconds and that will update. There you go. There's a few other people on there that you might want to have a look through and follow those or not. That's up to you. It also says, similar to me, there are some people on here. So for example, I want to follow Mr. Thorne, who does phonics, or Phil, who makes video help files, etc. So I can just click on follow and follow them as well. You can also just scroll through the sort of some list here as well. One other useful way of finding people is looking for someone that you know and go and see which list they're on. So lists are created by people to group people they follow. So for example, all of these people on here, if we look at one here for example, I'm on a list called e-learning enthusiasts. So on this list, I'm on there with people like Kevin McLaughlin, Dougal McCormick, etc. So these are great people to then say, actually I want to now go and look at these people, and you can see the tweets that they've been sending and you can then follow them. So it's kind of seeing who other people are following and then doing the same for them as well, and sort of following from there. So You could then just click on Kevin's, for example, and see what he's got to say. Think, oh, he's looking at QCA and a bit of NACE National Curriculum Reviews happening today, so that might be quite useful. And then you can choose to follow him or not. At the top, you've got messages as well. I'll show you that very quickly. You can privately message someone on Twitter by sending a direct message, so you can press new message here, and I can send a message to anyone that's following me on here. So at the moment we don't have anyone following us, but that would be a message just between us, just private messages if you want to. We go back to the home, we've got the Times Edge things on here. One thing that's happening today is that there's a NACE curriculum review, so sometimes you'll see this little hash symbol and then a word after it. So if I go back to Dougal, for example, Dougal's commenting on the NACE NCR, and you can see that that's a hyperlink. So where it's got a hashtag, there's a hyperlink there. So if I think, actually I like what Kevin and Dougal have got to say and I want to find out more about this NACE National Curriculum Review, I can click and it will find all of the tweets with a similar, with the same hashtag. And from there, I could then go and follow some more people as well if I wanted to. So it's quite a nice way of finding extra people and through there. If there was something that you wanted to send on to more people, send on to more followers, what you can also do is retweet that. So for example, we'll look at Kevin's one here, where he says, from experience, schools unfortunately rely on the QCA scheme for teaching ICT, so it's patchy at best. If I think I agree with that, I can just press retweet and click on that, and that will then send it on to all the people that follow me. So it's kind of passing on some information. Okay, so one other thing that you can do is look at useful web links. So for example, we had a session with Bev Evans where she was showing her art skills through Publisher. So you can send links, and quite often you'll get this short address. Now the reason for that is Twitter only lets you write in 140 characters, although there are a few services that let you extend that, but generally it's 140 characters. So what you can do is you can make your websites nice and short, and then you can just have this really short sort of kind of bit.ly/ and then 6 characters, and that takes you up to a website. So very, very useful to be able to shorten them. You can see another example here where you can just click and it will then just carry on and share information and share links with you. One thing that is very, very useful is looking at the conversation. So if you can't remember what it was people were talking about, you can just have a little click on here as well. So for example, Chris saying he's going to be watching that tomorrow, so I can click on the conversation and scroll back through and see what it was that he was saying there. So he was replying to my comment there, so that makes it more useful, especially if someone replies a lot later on. It helps if you know what it was they were talking about in the first place. So that's kind of how to get started with Twitter. Personally, what I would do is I would make sure that you can use it on your phone, things like iPhones and Android phones, using lots of different services and apps on there, always very useful. On your computer you can use services like TweetDeck as well. Just makes it a little bit easier to organise and just easier to find and follow things. If you want some useful hashtags to have a look through, try looking for UK Ed Chat. This is a weekly chat every Thursday evening. People are kind of putting this into their tweets now, so you can go and have a look through and see the kind of people and see what it is they're saying. But do have a look at people's profiles, and then that will help when you decide whether or not you want to follow them. So hopefully that's been useful. If you need anything, then just come and say hello, and on Twitter I am @IanAddison. Okay, thank you.